guys, Amazing Built Models here. Just a just a quick review of Takom's Wagen 8 mouse. This was my first Takom kit that I've ever done. So when I did it, I was very pleased with what they did with just the detail on it and just everything about it. It was just a great kit. I have no complaints on it as far as I know. About the kit, I'd have to say, first, just one thing just to say. Now on my kit, I'm not sure why, but the turret is very tight on it, and I just clipped off the tags to make it easy. I didn't feel like messing up the whole turret ring and all that, but that's just the only thing. The kit was very good, as I said before. Great detail. I have the old Dragon kit, and I have to say the Takom kit was just far better. One thing I really loved is I'm not sure if you can see this, but there's photo etch added in the grills, which I thought was a great addition. Really showed detail. It was what they did. They added great weld marks. Just the detail on the turret's very good. Just a quick there. Now the camo pattern I did was the octopus camo, which was a very, I guess you could say, trophy camo. It wasn't used a lot in the war. Very little was it used. So there's not a lot of reference photos, but I just tried my best to recreate what I think, which looks to me really good. About the kit, I just love Takom outdid themselves with these. The mouse, yeah, sure, it's a massive tank. You don't get to see the tracks, but they outdid themselves in making workable tracks. And yeah, sure, it took up, this was probably 60% of the build, 70%. It took up a lot of time, but to me it was worth it. All this works, everything, they outdid themselves with the whole suspension. And yes, it does take a while, but once again, patience and hard work, it really pays off. And as you can see from the front, it just looks amazing with what they did. Now, for the tank, I did a black undercoat just for shadow, and then I took Tamiya XF58 olive green as a base coat, and I spray that over the entire model. Then, after letting that dry, I took Tamiya XF60 dark yellow. I took some putty and I just made rings and just taped off the waves to make the octopus camo. And that's simply what I did, is I just did that with the blotches. One thing you can see for sure here is battle damage. I did add some battle damage also on the front here, and very little right there. That was just an experiment. It didn't turn out that good. It didn't really like pop out as much, but it's just a nice little extra on it. And really what I did is I just took a solder iron, something like, you know, when you use to put solder wires together. I just used that, the tip, and I just melted the plastic, and I think it turned out really good. I just used a pencil to make the dark steel of what the tank body would have been like, and I mean, it turned out good. When I weathered the tracks, I used Vallejo Pigments Natural Umber on the tracks, and it turned out very nice. From what I think, a very good turnout with those. Now it's like, that was my first time using the pigments, and Vallejo outdid themselves on those. And I know they've been out for a while, but I just think it's a great product. I recommend it for everyone to use to make your model pop out more. For the I have no complaints on the tank. It's very good. One thing I thought was a little weird was the coaxial 75mm was slide molded, while the main 128mm wasn't. It was a two-piece barrel. I'm not sure why they did this, because it's such a simple design. They could have easily slide molded that, but I don't know. It turned out good in the end though, so that was really good. The detail on it is just very good. Oh, key point is, when you're doing the sides, it's a lot to keep it together, I'll say, because you get the suspension on. You put a wall on, like a side skirt. Then you have the rear and the front plates, which those have pegs on the side. And one thing I didn't do is I got one side done, glued on the wall, or the side skirt. I recommend getting everything done on it. Now, I'm not sure if it was just me or not, but it's just a heads up. When you're building the tank, you just need to be careful with how you put it together. Because I got it good. It turned out really well. It's just a heads up to anyone building on it. Just what to do, and just make sure to keep a careful eye and what goes where, and just how pieces go together. Because another thing, I know in the instructions they tell you to glue these two walls together, or the two side skirts, excuse me, and then put the front hull on. Well, they don't show you that there's like pegs. Like, there's pegs that go into the side, and that's the main reason the front of the hull stays. So really, I just jump around the instructions, make sure you get everything done before these side skirts are completely glued in. Just a heads up. But in the end, Takom outdid themselves. It was a great kit. I have, again, no complaints on it. It was just a very good kit, and hopefully we can build more Takom kits later. And maybe later I might be having a review out with the Takom M3 late version. That's how it's going so far. It's a good kit. I give it very good. But I recommend this kit. Not for beginners, I wouldn't say. The hull construction is very easy and straightforward, but when it comes to suspension, it's a lot of work. I probably spent probably 4 or 5, even more hours. I'm not even sure, but I spent a long time sanding and just gluing and all that. But in the end, it's kind of sad that it gets covered up by the side skirts, but it's just a great addition. You don't get a tank that has movable tracks that are actually plastic and not frill tracks, which those are just expensive. But I just think Takom really outdid themselves and was a great kit. So hope you all enjoyed, and have a good day.